Hi everybody, I am making an unplanned video this morning, so I can't switch this to selfie mode to show my face. I will turn it around. Hi, I don't know if I'm even visual there. Hello. I'm making brownies. This is my mom's recipe, and I already started, but not by much. In the pot on very low heat is a package of unsweetened baking chocolate. This is the brand that I've used, that my mom used, that we've just always used. And it takes one entire package, which is 4 ounces, or I can't read the gram weight. I can't read the gram weight, but I will put it in the description. So this is the process. It's a one pot deal. You just melt the chocolate and butter, salted butter, regular salted butter, not unsalted. And you slowly, this has been melting together for at least 10 minutes. You don't want to cook it. You just want to melt it. You know, we do the way the things our mom or our grandma or maybe our aunt did. So we always bake our brownies in this type of Pyrex casserole. And I think it's 9 by 13, but before I write the description, I will put the measurements. I will figure out the measurements and put them in. And I've just sprayed the heck out of it with nonstick spray. So you just want to stir it till it's smooth. I still have a little chunk of chocolate there, so I'm going to keep stirring. In the absolute second even, that there are no chunks of anything left, the burner is turned off and the pot comes off the stove, and that is the last thing that you cook. And after that, the brownies are assembled in about, I believe this is perfectly smooth. And I am turning the burner off and moving the pot, but I can't do that with one hand. Now the rest kind of goes super lickety split. I add the sugar, 2 cups of sugar. I have the grams in there, but you know, I've had this recipe almost memorized. I mean, I still look to make sure I don't screw up, but I've had it pretty much memorized. Been making these by myself, with supervision as far as the oven goes, but I've been making these by myself really since I was like 9 years old. This is totally easy. I went and I got the videographer. Say good morning. All right, so as you know, I've already stirred in the sugar. And the next ingredient is the eggs. We never used to temper the eggs. My mom didn't teach me to do that, really. I learned that much later, but it doesn't hurt. So I just popped a little of the batter in there, and I'm doing that. And then I do stir it immediately, quickly, to get this all incorporated. Oh, I just made a major splash. Oh, well. He had to show it. That's from stirring so fast. All right. So I just like to get all the eggs stirred in because I don't want it to cook. I don't want that egg to scramble in there. I've never had it do that, so hopefully it won't be this time. I'm gonna grab a paper towel because I don't want that dripping down my cabinet. oh gee, it's yucky. All right, so next is the vanilla. I never measure it, but I will put the measure in this. It's about a teaspoon. I just throw it in there. I bet you that a lot of you who bake do not measure the vanilla either. It's supposed to be half a teaspoon of salt. Even though you use salted butter, yes, you use both. Again, I don't eyeball ever when it comes to bread. But with the brownies, I know what I can do. Half a teaspoon into my palm. I know this is a very different method than you've seen me use for other things. All right. And the flour. That is the whole recipe. So I'm going to review. You melt 1 package of that unsweetened baking chocolate. Make sure it is unsweetened baking chocolate. This is not a cocoa powder recipe. Although I have a friend who converted it for that. I don't know how those brownies would have tasted, but it would have been different than how these taste. This batter gets pretty thick. I'm using my muscles that I got from eating spinach. No, not really. Probably the muscles I got from eating bread. and the little bits of flour tend to hide kind of in the corners. The transition from side to bottom of the pot. So I kind of... All right, and then that's it. Pour it in the pan, in the casserole dish, I should say. I bake this at 350 degrees for 25 minutes. We like them fudgy. If you like them more cakey, you can, if you want to, bake them 30 minutes. We don't care for them that way. We like them nice and moist and fudgy. The cool thing about this recipe is if you want to make them kosher, you can certainly use margarine or I don't know, maybe a vegan butter. I wouldn't use oil. Oil, that would not taste good, but you could certainly do that. I make these even for Passover, and instead of 1 1/4, I think it is, cups of flour, I use 1 cup of matzah cake meal or matzah meal. And if you want to make this gluten-free, which I have absolutely done, I have used the King Arthur measure for measure gluten-free flour to make these gluten-free. Of course, they taste slightly different. You know that gluten-free stuff does taste a little, I don't know, grainy, would you say? But you can make these gluten-free, you can make these kosher, and you can make these for Passover. Yay! So I'm gonna put this in the preheated oven. Center rack. And 25 minutes. And I'll show you what they look like and what the next step is when they're done. When the brownies come out of the oven, this is what they look like. And I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes, at which time I'm going to cut them. And then after I cut them, I will sprinkle powdered sugar on the top, and that is it. I forgot to mention earlier that you are welcome to put chips in. I've put chocolate chips in, I've put Reese's chips in. I think that's probably the only chips I've put in. As you know, if you've watched any of my videos, I am allergic to nuts. So no, I do not put nuts in these. I've never made them with nuts. My mother never made them with nuts. I assume you can put nuts in them, but I can't guarantee it because we've never done it. So I will show you what's next. So I'm starting to cut the brownies, and I'm not that great at cutting super straight. You can see there's a curved line there. Let them cool for 10-15 minutes, and then I cut them. My family, we always cut them really small, like inch and a half pieces. I know that's not how bakeries sell brownies. They sell brownies that are like 3 or 4 inches square, which blows my mind. But this is just, you know, what my family does. If you make this recipe, you can cut them whatever size you want. And now I finished cutting them. You can see I actually cut them straighter than usual today. Wow, kind of proud of myself. I hope you can understand me. I'm wearing a mask right now because I have some people in the house. So I just have a little powdered sugar shaker that I shake the sugar on with. Sorry about that. Using frosting on these is what at least in my family we considered gilding the lily, you know, a little too much. They're perfect with just powdered sugar. Now, I am not here to tell you that you cannot put frosting on these. That would be silly, but they don't need it. So there you go. And these are Harriet's Brownies. Harriet was my mom. We lost her in August of 2020 to cancer. This was her actual recipe that she made up, and we're very proud of this recipe. I hope you make it. Let me know if you do. I hope you can see how yummy and fudgy these are. They are so good.